In my first video, I told you about my action camera and that I would make a video about it. So today I will be doing some unboxings and I will show you how I modified that camera so that I can make my YouTube videos. I'm not sponsored in any way by any of the companies mentioned. I will leave a link in the description if you are interested. So without any further ado, let's go on to the video. So this is the GitUp Git2P action camera. It's a little camera like the GoPro camera, but not nearly as expensive. It's a 2K camera and GitUp doesn't market it as a 4K, like some of the other companies do. I got the standard version with a 90-degree field of view, no distortion, no fisheye, and the Panasonic sensor. It has very good reviews and I bought it directly from GitUp themselves. I will not go in details about this camera because many people have already made reviews about it. Because the standard version of the Git2P doesn't come with any accessories, I bought this aluminium case from AliExpress. It's made for the GoPro Hero 4, but the Git2P also fits inside. The quality is very good and it has many mounting holes so you can mount a lot of accessories directly to it like lights and microphones. The Git2P doesn't have a mounting hole, so this case is very handy. You can mount it directly on a tripod or mount it like a GoPro with the added mount, but I don't need it. In the back you get one cold shoe mount and one UV filter with lens cap. But as you can see, I cannot use this filter because of the 90-degree lens on the Git2P. The lens extends much further than the 107-degree lens that comes standard with most action cameras. The camera is not sitting snug in the case, but we will come back to this in a minute. The lens is from a company called 3i, I hope I said it correctly, and it's a 5-megapixel 6-22mm CCTV camera Varifocal Lens with the IR filter. So a fixed lens like all action cameras have doesn't let you adjust the focal length, angle of view and level of zoom. Almost all fixed lens cameras have a wide angle. With the varifocal camera you can adjust these things. Now we come to the fun part, modifying the camera. I will mainly use the camera to make overhead shots and I wanted a way to manually focus on objects, for example when I'm reviewing products, making tutorials or doing DIY stuff. You ideally want to focus in on objects without changing the camera's position every time. As I stated earlier, the camera doesn't sit snug in the case. To fix this I put a few layers of duct tape on the inside of the case. The duct tape also applies some extra protection by absorbing some of the energy should the camera ever fall. I hope that never happens. I also removed the front piece where you screw on the filter, but unfortunately my phone started overheating and stopped filming, so I didn't catch that on film. But the front piece has 3 screws that you just unscrew and it comes off. You will see why very shortly. Now let's put in the new lens. I first removed the front panel, which GitUp has made very easy. There are 4 screws which you need to take off. They did this because they sell them in many different colors, but mind you, they have the Git2 logo, not the Git2P. Before I removed all the screws, I took out the battery and SD card. You do not have to do that if you don't want to, but I feel a lot safer with them removed and it makes it much easier to pull off the front because you can begin opening it where the SD card slot is. I will unscrew the lens by twisting it back and forth so the glue gets loose. I didn't remove the residue glue from the lens because if I want to use the lens again, it will stop at the point where the glue is, so I don't have to find the right focal point again. I tried the lens with an extension, but I couldn't get the camera to focus correctly and it just didn't look that good. I also noticed that when screwing in the lens, it made a scraping sound. The lens was scraping on the inner side of the lens hood. I think that is what it's called. Luckily, this can also be removed without cutting or burning it off. It has two tiny screws, and when I remove them, I put the front panel back on, screw the lens in, and popped in the battery. And yes, it works. I can now manually focus. I also installed a modified version of the firmware. This firmware has been modified to enhance existing functionalities and new features have been added. Most notable changes are improvements in image details in most video modes, manual settings for ISO and shutter speed, also for video, and much more. The link is in the description. Here you see some footage from the old lens. And here footage shot with the new lens. I hope you liked this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and click on the bell icon to get notifications whenever new videos are uploaded. I'll see you in the next one.